We are less than a week away from the release of Pokemon's newest main series set, Temporal Forces. And today we're going to be opening up. I've got a lot of Temporal Forces content. I was really excited about Temporal Forces. I'm a little frustrated with Temporal Forces, and I'll talk more about that probably in this video and in videos as the week goes on. But this is Temporal Forces week. We are a little bit less than a week away from the release of Pokemon's next main series set. So we're going to be opening up two ETBs. Beautiful set with amazing Paradox Pokemon. So you've got the Suicune, which is Walking Wake. You've got Virizion, which is Iron Leaves. There's some really cool cards in this set. Really cool Paradox Pokemon in this set. The artwork is absolutely phenomenal. Really from the top to the bottom. Like even commons, uncommons, holographic cards. Like there are some beautiful cards in the set. Absolutely love it. We're going to crack into these ETBs so we can look at things a little bit more in depth. And we will look at one of the booklets, and then I'll just kind of ramble as we go along and kind of say a little bit of things about, a little frustrations about the set, and then also some really good things about the set. So we're going to start off with the Paradox Suicune right here. There's some really cool cards in this set. You've got Fluttering up here. Obviously, you know the contents of an Elite Trainer box, so I'm not going to go too much into that. We're just going to kind of crack into this thing and look at the actual contents. I like opening an Elite Trainer box first because I really like getting the booklet. For those of you who have watched the channel for a while, I'm a big Master Set fan. I love collecting Master Sets, and we actually give away a Master Set of every new release. So we will be giving away a Master Set of Temporal Forces, and that's going to be coming up real soon. So that's going to start on Thursday. We'll have a Master Set video, and then we will give that Master Set away to one lucky subscriber. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel, and more details on that will be released in Thursday's video. So if you're new here, make sure you stick around. So you've got the energy block right here. We'll go over this and this one, and then we'll just look at the promo card in the other one. The Fluttering, I am not a huge fan of the fact that these are just loose in the ETB, and the reason being is because there's this energy brick right here, which obviously I have opened up so many ETBs before where this card has been bent. Like this one doesn't look too bad, it's fine, but beautiful artwork, right? This Fluttering looks really cool. Love the artwork on it. I just don't want, I'm not somebody who wants to go and grade a bunch of them, but I also don't want it to be damaged. I don't want it to be bent, so I'm not a huge fan of the fact that it's just loosey-goosey in the box there. I wish they would just wrap it with the energy brick or something, so that makes it a little bit more sturdy. You've got the coin, the damage counters, and obviously you've got your 9 packs there. So ETBs definitely different than the way they used to be. Also more expensive now than how they used to be. But you do get that extra pack. You get the promo card inside. Here's the booklet right here. I do actually enjoy reading through the booklet. If you've never read through the booklet before, there's actually some really good information every once in a while, talking about the 2 new Terra type Pokemon, talking about the Ace Specs making a comeback and things like that. I actually really enjoy reading these ETB booklets, and a lot of times they give you a little bit of insight into the competitive mindset if you so decide to play the competitive game. I have not opened up a ton of this yet. And I will say I still have not pulled any double bangers yet. So we've talked about this a lot lately. Really with the release of Paradox Rift, it seemed like double bangers had ceased to exist. And then you got a little bit of a feel for them again in Paldean Fates because you had the opportunity of pulling a Baby Shiny plus an Illustration Rare or a Baby Shiny plus an Ultra Rare. But in Temporal Forces, I thought maybe you would still get a little bit of a taste of them because of Ace Specs being in that first reverse hollow spot. I have not pulled a double banger as of yet. So the jury is still out on that, if it's going to continue or not. I'll have more information as we go on about that. But you've got the Scovalin right there. You've got Iron Leaves, Incineroar. Obviously, you've got Gauging Fire, which is the Paradox Pokemon for Entei. It's absolutely beautiful. As the special illustration, there's the Walking Wake. You can't really even see what I'm pointing at here because I'm not holding it up really well. Wugtrio EX, there's your Terra Pokemon right there. You've got the Iron Crown, which is like the Cobalion Paradox Pokemon. A lot of really cool artworks. Iron Bundle EX, Fairgraph EX over there. Raging Bolt EX, Miraidon. There's another Miraidon and another Koraidon. I know that those are the staples, like the mascots of the Scarlet and Violet era. I think just after like the 5th and 6th printing, I'm like, okay, well, do we really need another Miraidon? Do we really need another Koraidon? It's interesting to see The Ace Specs are just kind of mixed in with the trainers, so they're not separated, which means they're not really necessarily labeled as ultra rares. They are its own rarity, which is just Ace Specs. So they're mixed in with the trainers there before you get to the secret rares of the set. So they're not, the Ace Specs are not secret rares. They're not even really considered ultra rares, even though we technically consider them as hits, because you get a pull rate of like 2 per booster box. It looks like 1 out of every 18 packs or so. And then we move into the illustration rares, which are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, some of the color schemes on some of these are just fantastic. The Sawsbuck, the Deerling up there. There's the Litten, which looks really cool. The Snom. There's a couple of them that I'm like, okay, well, why does this isn't anything like overly special, but some of them are just absolutely gorgeous. This Excadrill, obviously the Ghastly is phenomenal right there. You have the Mincino and the Cincino. Those are both very, very cool looking. The Drampa, which is like the Puff the Magic Dragon scene, looks great. The full arts, I think, look really cool with the backgrounds. Obviously, the future, the ancient Pokemon are really, really good with Iron Leaves. Incineroar EX seems a little bit out of place, but okay, you know, if you want to throw an Incineroar EX somewhere, I guess that's fine. Same thing with the Scizor EX. Seems a little bit out of place in the set, but that's fine. You get a cool Gengar EX full art. No special illustration rare for Gengar, unfortunately. You do get the Morty's Conviction. You've got your full art supporters down here, which are basically just classified as ultra rares. And then you move into your special illustration rares. And there's a fair amount of special illustration rares, so it's going to take a little bit more to complete the master set for this one than a set like Obsidian Flames, where there's only 6. But Iron Leaves, Gauging Fire, you have Walking Wake over here, which is, I believe right now, Iron Leaves is the most expensive one in the set. That could change. We'll see some fluctuation here and there. Iron Boulder, you have Raging Bolt, you have the Bianca down here, special illustration, which is really, really cool. Airy, Marty's Conviction, Salvatore special illustration, and then you've got plenty of gold cards on the back, which have really fallen out of favor. If you look at the gold cards from Paradox Rift, like Raging Moon, for example, is selling for like $1 more. $1 more than the regular art EX. It's really, really bad. So we're going to see how pull rates look in Elite Trainer boxes. I do have a little bit of a feel of how they look in booster boxes. Looks like you're going to get about 15 hits as we start out just not hitting anything. It's going to feel a lot different because we just opened up a ton of Paldean Fates. Obviously, I'm sure you guys opened up a ton of Paldean Fates where you get a hit almost every single pack. So this is going to feel a little bit different here as we look at a Scovillain EX as our first hit, our first regular art EX. And we are going to move fairly quickly, and the reason being is because you've probably already watched a ton of openings when it comes to the new set here. So if there's anything that I really just want to highlight, I'll kind of point it out to you. Here's that Gouging Fire right there. We'll take a little bit closer of a look at that. But you've probably watched a lot of openings already. If there's anything that really stands out to me, I'll kind of stop and pause and look at it and talk about it a little bit more. But here is beautiful full art. I really like the way that they do the full arts in the last few sets. Really, since Scarlet and Violet 151, you can notice the quality of those full arts looks a little bit better. I wish that quality would carry over to the set in general, as we've got another Gouging Fire EX. This is just the regular art right there, but quality control not good in Temporal Forces. A lot of crimped cards, a lot of duplicates. We've talked about conspiracy theories before, things like batching issues. It does seem like batching is a huge issue with Temporal Forces, and I posted a short the other day. If you haven't watched it, you can go check out what I'm talking about here. But the wrapping on the booster boxes is absolutely terrible, and not every single one. Like, there's a lot of them that are the wrapping, the cellophane is really tight on the box, but there's a lot of them that are super loose, and this is the worst I have seen since Darkness Ablaze. Darkness Ablaze had a huge issue with excess wrapping, so excess cellophane where everything gets all wrinkled in there, and then as a storefront, like, it's bad for a sealed collector, number one, but you can kind of look around and be like, okay, well, I want to make sure I find one as a sealed collector that's super tight and everything. You can kind of explain that to shops, but if you don't explain it to shops, that's where the problem comes in. So if you are a storefront, or you are like myself, for example, an online LGS who sells booster boxes, we have all of these boxes that are just like loose wrappings. If I send those to customers and they're like, hey, this is super sus, this is super sketch, what am I supposed to really do? Like, I can say, well, unfortunately, that's how we got them. But if a customer is like, I really wanted something that was going to be tight, like a tight wrapping and things like that. So a lot of times we kind of hang those back and we're like, okay, well, we can just crack them, use the packs, or we can open them up ourselves, because it's tough to send those out to customers, because you're going to get people that kind of complain about it. And what are you supposed to do? Like, you can't discount them even more. Like, some people were like, hey, you can just sell them at a discount. You can't really discount them more because they're already selling basically for wholesale pricing. So it's very tough, as we've got this ETB was absolutely busted. I haven't really talked about it because I've been too busy rambling on and on about everything else. But we got 5 hits out of 9 packs. And a couple of full art, so no special illustration rares, but we did get the Deerling illustration rare. Look at the coloring. Like, the coloring just looks really, really cool, like running through different scenes, different worlds. Really, really nice. You've got a regular art Gouging Fire and a regular art Scovillain right there, but the full art Gouging Fire is super cool. And then you've got the full art Gengar EX, which is absolutely beautiful. So that was a really good ETB. We'll see how the Iron Leaves ETB treats us. It's got the Iron Thorns in it, which is the Paradox version of Tyranitar, which is really, really cool. So I am a huge fan of Temporal Forces. I was a little bit disappointed with the quality, and I think that immediately put me in a little bit of a sour mood when I started opening. And I'm sure you guys can relate, because you're sick of seeing quality issues. Like, I don't need cards to be perfect, but at the same time, I don't want them to be damaged all the time, especially when you're spending money opening up these cards and collecting them and things like that. So here are the sleeves right here with the Iron Leaves. Very cool looking. I like Virizion as a Pokemon. The dice are a little bit different, little different shade. Other than that, everything's going to be the same. The booklets going to be the same. So we'll just get right into the packs. You can let me know how your pre-release pulls have been going. This set releases officially on March 22nd, which is coming up really, really fast. It's amazing how fast time is flying. And already Pokemon Center is putting up pre-orders for Twilight Masquerade, which is the next set, I believe, that comes out in May at some point. So there's a Scizor EX right there. First hit, first pack magic on both of these ETBs, which is really good. We'll take that any day. So pull rates look very strong in this set. Probably not as good as what we're used to seeing in Temporal Forces, but this has been really, really good so far. The booster bundles are different in this set. We'll talk about that in a future video. Over probably tomorrow's video, we'll kind of go over the booster bundles a little bit. A lot different of a design look on those. So some things are changing for sure. Some things are different in Temporal Forces as opposed to what we saw in Paradox Rift. And for other Scarlet and Violet Era sets, obviously there is no Build and Battle Stadium in this set, for example. We are going to get our first Ace Spec, and it's Awakening Drum. Draw a card for each of your ancient Pokemon in play. The fun fact about Ace Specs is you can only include one of them in your deck, so you can only have one Ace Spec in your deck. Not just one Awakening Drum in your deck, but only one Ace Spec. So there's 7 different Ace Specs that currently exist in Temporal Forces. You can choose one of them. The idea is that they are more powerful trainer cards, so you can only use one of them in your deck. The big one back in the day was always Computer Search. That one was the one that was typically used the most. It looks like Master Ball, Prime Catcher. Those are the ones that are a little bit more anticipated, more highly anticipated in Temporal Forces. But Computer Search was kind of the big one. And then if you had some decks which would run Dowsing Machine. You had some decks that would run Scoop Up Cyclone. There were a few of them that Rock Guard, for example. Like, there were a few of them that had seen some play here and there. G Booster, obviously, with Virizion Genesect. It would be nice to get a special illustration, or this second ETB, definitely not as good as the first one, as we've got two booster packs left. See if we can pull anything in these last 2 booster packs just to kind of make this a little bit better, as we've got another Scovillain EX. Hopefully we'll pull something in our last pack, but this is a nice kind of intro into the set. We'll have pull rates calculated for you on Friday. Like I said, we'll do the Master Set video on Thursday, and then we'll have a big opening tomorrow. We'll have a big opening on Wednesday. We'll be doing the member giveaway, so we're going to give away 25 Elite Trainer boxes of Paradox Rift. So if you want to be a member, by all means, go nuts, but don't feel obligated to. We'll be doing a member-only giveaway this upcoming Wednesday. But this is, you can let me know what you think of this set. So right now, I have not opened up a lot of this set, but this is where my tier list goes. So Paldea Evolved is number 1. Paradox Rift is number 2. Temporal Forces is number 3. So still better, in my opinion, than Obsidian Flames and Scarlet and Violet Base, but not as good as what we've seen. That could change. A lot could change, obviously, once I get a lot more open. I'm not not opened up a ton of it yet. I have not really studied the meta with it too much, so a lot is still up in the air. Obviously, we'll have a lot of information at the beginning of April when the European International Championships happens, and these cards are legal, rotation happens. It's going to be a lot different, so a lot can change. There's going to be a lot going on in Pokemon. So I hope you enjoyed the content. If you do, hit that subscribe button down below, leave a like, leave a comment. It goes a really, I say that all the time, it goes a really long way for the algorithm. What does that mean? It means that it shares the channel out there more. It gets more eyes in front of it. It recommends the videos more. It recommends the channel more. So anytime you just hit that like button, or anytime you hit subscribe, or anytime you leave a comment, even just saying that pie dove is really cute, that helps get more eyes on it. So thank you so much for all of that. You guys are amazing. I love you. I'll be back tomorrow with another video and a big opening. So tomorrow will be a good day. Until next time, guys. Peace.